Listen, I am looking forward to when future President Barron Trump makes June 7th a national holiday. So that's an extra. We can look forward to having June 7th off in the future. That's going to be our newest holiday. They're going to replace. They're going to replace Juneteenth with June 7th. I think because they're not going to let you have both of them. They're going to be like, we don't like Juneteenth so much, but June 7th we're kind of with. So we're going to just have a day off at the beginning of the month instead of in the middle. How do you feel about that, Reed?
I don't like Juneteenth getting erased, but just give me a day off. Give me a day off. Where's my $2,000? Is what I'm fucking looking for. Where's my 2,000, Dad?
Where's our 2 racks at? Where's the 2 racks? Listen, come on, man. Where's our big beautiful health insurance? I need that.
The recent thought of an inheritance for the presidency has stressed me out. I didn't think about it before. Everything.
What do you mean?
But just of trying to figure out who could replace the great orange asshole. Because JD Vance screaming, telling everybody that your children need to be afraid of this. Your family should be concerned with this. It's woke. It's gay. You need to be afraid. That's not going to cut it. That doesn't have the charm, everything. And then thinking about, seeing that the Cokehead Jr. is one of the leading contenders for the Republican nomination in 2028 of Don Jr. Didn't think about that before. Don't like it.
We get Crypto Baron coming up right behind them, dude.
Oh, Lord, man.
I think plan 1 is try to avoid having another election. Plan 2 is be like JD Vance. But they know, if they run Trump a third time, the Democrats have to run Obama. They have to. And that would be the greatest pay-per-view event of all time.
I was going to say, that would be like the equivalent to Mayweather Pacquiao when that finally happens.
That would be the greatest election night of all fucking time. We would have to do a 30-hour live stream just until 9 in the morning to see what the fuck was happening.
Oh my God.
If we get Trump versus Obama and we get Phillip Rivers coming back to the NFL, boom. I hate a big parlay if that happens. If we get Trump versus Obama and Phillip Rivers wins the Super Bowl, I'm going to make $2 million.
Anybody that had Phillip Rivers coming back at 44 to the Colts to potentially lead them on a Super Bowl run, whoever had that's money.
That's Phillip Rivers music. He's coming to the ring.
The best.
He's coming back to the NFL, Reed. Get it? He's flying in. He's wiggling into the league. The league thought it was closed, but Phillip Rivers was like, let me get in there. Let me get back in there. I can swim.
10 kids, 2 grandkids. He's gotta play. He's got to get at least one more. He's got to get 2 grandkids. He's got to get back in.
Pop.
He said, fuck that Hall of Fame semifinalist announcement.
Pop is back, baby.
My favorite.
Now, who's going to have the balls to play him in the fantasy playoffs? That's what I want to know. Because Indianapolis Colts have a really good team. They got a really dominant running back. And some injuries. They got Sauce. I don't know if he's playing. So, this is pretty much like a best-case scenario for a 45-year-old quarterback to come back.
My favorite part of all of it was his agent and the Colts organization putting out in the presser that it's he's in better shape than he was when he was with them 5 years ago. This is the best. He's in the best shape of his life. And then who disputes that during his press conference but Phillip Rivers himself, saying, I don't know about that.
They asked him how much he weighed. He's like, I never ran away from anybody anyway. So
look, man.
But is Phillip Rivers a better, I don't know, they could have brought back Brady. They could have waited for Cincinnati to drop Joe Flacco. I don't know.
That's what I was wondering if we'd see a Russell Wilson request from New York to be released or something, or Brady I thought about for a second, but I guess that would be complicated with the ownership, but they let him do whatever he wants anyway, so who knows.
I guess there's no NFL equivalent of the NBA late season buyout. It's because in the NFL you could basically sign players up until the Super Bowl, right? You can sign players whenever. Yeah. Phillip Rivers was the backup option for the 49ers if they had won that game against the Eagles and went to the Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers was going to come off the bench then, and be their quarterback in the Super Bowl because they didn't have anybody that could throw a ball. But I'm interested to see from a fantasy perspective what happens with Mr. Filipino Rivers.
I am too. I put in the claim for him to get him, so I got him.
I might have to put in a claim on my 2 quarterback league just as a block, just in case somebody else grabs him.
Right, because I mean, it's just fun to see what could happen. I mean, the options that are available are not great, right? Because looking at it, Desmond Ridder recently got released by the Vikings, I think. Which, if you're under Max Brosmer after that performance, yeah, we don't need to take a shot on you. Nate Sudfeld, Taylor Heineke, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Tim Boyle, Logan Woodside. I guess at that point, like, why not take a shot on Phillip Rivers? Which Rich Eisen brought up on his show. It's amusing, right? Like, the story is amusing. It's kind of fun. Let's see what Pop can do if he can lead them on a Super Bowl run here on the back of Jonathan Taylor or something. But it does speak to an issue, right? Like, there is a development issue in the NFL with the quarterback position, where if we have to dive into Phillip Rivers or keep talking about trying to bring Tom Brady out of retirement and all this kind of stuff, what is the issue? Like, why is the quarterback position so fucking hard to develop in the NFL to the point that we have, who is it, Brady Cook, who might be starting for the Jets this coming weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy that had to see, Sam Darnold struggle, and we had NFL experts saying, don't draft another quarterback, just draft more things around him. And he got laughed at, and they're like, look at this guy. And he's like, no, Sam Darnold's good. Just get him, build a better team around him, and he'll get better. That's the best move for the Jets. And instead, they trade Sam Darnold, and they pick up another fucking QB project in Zach Wilson, who sucks. And Sam Darnold, a couple years down the line, develops. Is it that these guys are coming out of college a little bit sooner? I mean, that's a question for Scott. But I don't remember as a football fan there ever being this many good quarterbacks. I remember like back in the day, it was like you had Elway and Montana and a couple of others, and that was it. There wasn't like you had all these superstar quarterbacks. Right now you have Mahomes, you have Lamar, you have Burrow, you have 8 to 10 quarterbacks right off the top of your head that are like superstars. And then you have the up-and-comers like Jackson Dart and Jaden Daniels and stuff like that. So I think there's more talent at the quarterback position than ever I have seen as a football fan. And so I think that the top 15 are straight, but once you get like into 20 to 29, that's where things start to get a little hairy. And then when you need a backup for each one of these, that's, then you're talking 60. And so are there 60, 70 really, really great, is quarterback 50 to 55 to like 80 in terms of talent level? That's where we obviously have a lot of things. But then we have quarterbacks that retired early, like Andrew Luck and stuff like that. So, and injuries, what could have been like Kaepernick could still be playing, So, I'm not 100% on that, but that's my take.
Do we think the Colts made a call to Andrew Luck? Like, would you would have to make that call before you call it Phillip Rivers, right?
I think that the line of communication is such that he has to have let them know, like, this is like she blocked you on social media and she like changed her number. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Andrew Luck is taking I think they call his agent and they're like, hey, and he's like, look, we already talked about this. He's done. He'll come, you know what I mean? Like, he's done, stuff like that. I thought about that. I think everybody thought about that. Like, would he? I think Andrew Luck was committed to not wanting to be a football player anymore. And other than that, it would make the most sense in the world for him to come back with an opportunity to have a ready-made team like LeBron going back to Cleveland, So, yeah, I think they must have made that call. They must have considered – I don't think anybody can consider Kaepernick. I don't even know who the hell's out there. Like, I think Derek Carr maybe, but they would have had to have figure something out with New Orleans, right? Because
he's still technically under contract.
So I don't know. Bring back the Wildcat. Maybe put Sauce back there. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a bold strategy, Cotton.
It's one thing I'll give the Colts, man. They think out of the box, because it was only a few years ago that they fired Chuck Pagano, and instead of hiring an interim coach, they literally went to ESPN. They were like, "Hey, Jeff Saturday, want to come be our head coach?"
Yeah,
like, sure.
But you know what? But the new owner with her check with her notepad on the field. That can't be good to, because I know, like, as an editor or as like a tattoo artist, you never want somebody right behind you looking at your work. So, but she's out there like,
well, she's got the notepad and the headset on too, so she can hear everything that's happening.
Oh, they called what play and what happened? Mm-hmm. No, that's not good. I don't like that. Yeah, where are my jalapeno poppers? Yeah, thank you. Put them in my suite. I need them for halftime. Okay, what are they doing? Who are they playing at quarterback now? How old is he? How many kids? What's going on? I don't know if this is going to pass quality control.
Why are all these kids running around me? What's happening?
Why are there so many kids in the suite? Why are we low on chicken tendies? What's going on here?
I'd think like way out of the box and just like tell like Arch Manning, it was like, hey, like sue Texas or something and just come be our quarterback right now. Like, who's going to stop us? Who will stop us?
How bad? This is a question for Scott. How bad does Arch Manning have to suck at Texas for New Orleans to be like, all right, I think we might have to consider drafting another quarterback, because No, I think that's why they started playing the other guys so much, because they're like, look, we were all trying to tank for Manny, but we're gonna think about that for a little bit. We got to figure out what we got in this guy. Let's see. And they're actually out there like playing, trying to be spoiler and stuff like that,
Right? Like I just discount the Saints, and all of a sudden I'm seeing Tyler Shuck running a game-winning touchdown.
They're really trying to see what they have in him in case they. And I was all in on Manning to the Jets, but now I'm like, who's this Mendoza kid?
Yeah, go with the Fernando Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza. If that's not a name for fucking East Rutherford, New Jersey, I don't know what the fuck is.
I'll tell you, though, when I watched him post-game, I would not have struck him for a Fernando Mendoza.
No?
He gave very Kirk Cousins. A little more Kirk Cousins than Fernando Mendoza.
Is he the Latino Kirk Cousins? Fuck it, I'll take. Listen, yeah. You signed me up for Kirk Cousins' career as a Jets quarterback. Like, sign me up.
Kirk O'Bangs. Yeah, why not? Shit. Yeah. He's the best quarterback in this draft, so yeah, might as well go for it. Yeah. That is a lot more NFL talk than I actually expected, but there's been weird shit that's been going on. That's been going on into the
as soon as I did the fantasy burritos, I'm like, fuck shit. I would have done Felipe Rivers. I would have done your boy Benson Watt. I would have. That's a sneaky deep league pickup right there. For you guys that might need a tight end for like week 15 and 16.
Wait, who did we pick up? Because I missed that.
What's up?
I missed out. Who did we pick up?
We were thinking about Mr. Ben Sinnott.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
Tight end, Washington Commanders.
Don't hate it, yeah.
Because the last time that Zach Ertz tore his ACL and was out for the rest of the season, a certain tight end took over, who was a backup tight end who the fans loved, and they were like, why aren't they getting this guy play? We're getting Zach Ertz, his old guys in play. And then that tight end, that little tight end turned out to be Trey McBride, who's now the number one tight end in football. So Zach Ertz just tore his ACL, and a backup tight end beloved by the Washington faithful is now going to step into the number one role. So
that Zach Ertz does have a history of being a factory, where Dallas Goedert replaced him in Philly after being his backup. Trey McBride in Arizona, and then
hey, listen, 3 for 3, you never know.
Third time.
Definitely, if you're in the dynasty league, I would scoop them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, speaking of dynasties and just royalties and all of this, I wanted to talk to you about literally the first thing that we met over, and the first thing that you came on to the 323 network for, which was the World Cup. It's already been so many years since that, and being able to form a great relationship between our burritos and our 323s. And now World Cup is coming back up. We've had the group drawings go on, and the FIFA Peace Award given to one sad orange man What are your thoughts going into the 2026 World Cup? All of it coming to North America. I have a lot of thoughts just on that, and a lot of fears just on that of the World Cup still being, within the United States. But that's just normal fear and anxiety. How do you feel about the groupings?
So again, yeah, I think it was like a podcaster Reddit or something where we're looking for guests and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and then I hit you guys up. But yeah, so the World Cup draw happened, and it was like a spectacle, right? Because they had celebrities, they had all kinds of shit happening, and then they gave they gave they gave Fearless Leader a Peace Prize because they were sad that he didn't get nominated for the actual Peace Prize. So that was a spectacle, and the medal looks like he's dragging the world into hell. It's hilarious. It's a really great. Yeah, now you can get $1 million card now. You can see. Did you see that the advertising for the Trump Gold card? It was hilarious. Yes, Hellscape Watch. So it was kind of an interesting situation then. But the end of the day, this World Cup's going to be a little bit different because you have it in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. You have 3 locations that are jointly hosting. So you're going to have a lot of the best games happening on Mexican soil, in American soil, in Canada. They're the 3 teams that are going to have the easiest draw. But there's another weird part to this that there is Europeans in some of the places. If you look at the draw, you might be confused. For example, Mexico, who's a big favorite out here in California, is in Group A with South Africa, Korean Republic, and then it says European Playoff D. And you're like, what the hell is European Playoff D? Well, that's the winner of the teams that haven't been decided yet. They're going to play in the playoffs. So the 4th team playing with Mexico could be Denmark, North Macedonia, Czechia, and the Republic of Ireland. So with South Africa, Korea, and one of those other 4 teams in, it's not as easy as you could think for a team like Mexico that's also in transition. Group B's Canadian group. They have one of the European qualifiers, Qatar and Switzerland. Group C, another big group, Brazil. They have a very easy road with Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Group D has your team, your boys, the United States, with Paraguay, Australia, and the team that comes out of the European Playoff C. The European Playoff C is Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo. So one of those 4 teams is going to be the 4th team that the U.S. has to play with. U.S. a big favorite to get out of there. They're one of the young teams. I mean, I think they're shooting for the semifinals. I mean, I think if you're in the World Cup, you're shooting for the championship, but obviously it's only really realistic for 5 to 10 teams. Germany has Group E with Curacao, Costa de Ivory, and Ecuador, another South American qualifier. The Netherlands are in Group F with Japan, Tunisia, and the European Playoff B, which would be either Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, or Albania. Then you have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand in Group G. And then your adoptive, my homeland, and your rooting interest, Uruguay. Uruguay, as Shaq said it, in Group H with Spain. Now, there's a Spain versus Uruguay game happening in Guadalajara, Mexico, which would be like, dude, I'm seriously trying to price this out because I'm pretty sure that the Mexican crowd would probably be rooting for Uruguay and not the Conquistadors. So I'm hoping that I can get to that game because Spain versus Uruguay in the World Cup in Mexico would be epic. That's going to be a pretty tough group. Spain and Uruguay, obviously Saudi Arabia is there. And then we have the Group I, France, Senegal, Norway, and the winner of the FIFA playoff tournament, which would be another group of teams that's trying to get into the last spot. They're kind of like the playing games in the NCAA, where we never really think they have a chance to win, right? Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, and then Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan, and another playoff team round out Group K. And then the last group is England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. So, as always, you're going to look at the favorites: England and Croatia, Colombia and Portugal, Argentina, France. Italy's got to get into one of the playoffs. Italy's actually in Path A, in the Path A, so they have a chance to be in the group with Canada and Switzerland. So Canada and Switzerland might have Italy playing with them. So it's a little convoluted to get the games, but the main thing to know is it's back in the U.S., it's in Canada, it's in Mexico, and there's more qualifiers after theirs because they're adding a round of 32 and then a round of 16. Before they would have just the round of opening round robin matches in the group stage, going directly into the round of 16 playoff tree. But now they've added a round of 32, which means there's going to be more third place teams. Basically, the first and second place team in each group are going to be automatically, and there's going to be a few third place teams that have the most points, which means hopefully more money, which is more money for FIFA, number one. And then number two, an extra game for the champions to go through. But the round of 32, it's going to be strange because some teams will have to play. The second. Let's say you're the first place team, Mexico, and you have to play the second place team from Group H, which might be Uruguay or Spain, as a number one group leader. That's a tough matchup, and then the leader of Group C might have to play a third place team from another group, which would theoretically be a weaker opponent. So I think they weighed that and in the favor of like the home teams, because they always try to give the home teams, US, Mexico, and Canada, will heavily play if they get out where they're supposed to in their group. They'll probably have an actual easier matchup in the second round, which means there's a chance that all three of the hosts get to the second round and possibly beyond.
Let's go. Now, obviously, Uruguay is going to win, so we don't have to worry about them. But the U.S. chance to win, is there any, like, how do you feel about, and in general, who do you think has the best chance here? U.S., I had to make sure, because there was a lot of drama last time with Greg Berhalter and needing to get rid of him as the U.S. men's national team coach. It did finally happen. Mauricio Pochettino, who is an acclaimed Argentine manager, he is now the U.S. coach here, so I'm not sure if that gives him a better chance. I have to imagine it does, based off of everything that Berhalter was doing and continuing to run the team into the ground. And with a successful youth approach, do you think that there's a decent chance for the U.S. compared to years past?
I don't say this. I think who was the German coach that Team USA had? Was it Klinsmann?
Jurgen Klinsmann. Yeah.
Pochettino is probably a better coach than Jurgen Klinsmann. He's probably the best tactical coach that the U.S. team has ever had. He obviously comes from Argentinian soccer, Chelsea, PSG, Tottenham, the Hotspurs, and had success with more of an aggressive European style, obviously. When Uruguay hired their last coach, their coach Bielsa, they changed immediately like that. That's a lot of the reason why they started playing more of a European attacking style. So that's probably the best. They have the best squad and the best coach that they've had going into a tournament in the last like 20 years, at least, probably more, probably in my lifetime. I don't think that I've ever been like, oh, they have the coach with a tactical advantage over other coaches, but they literally have a coach with a tactical advantage over many of the coaches in the World Cup, and they have a lot of young guns and a lot of young talent that's maturing at the right time. You get that combination, a team that's playing at home or close to home, and anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett. Love it.
Impossible. As possible as nothing. Do you believe in miracles?
You also brought up Guadalajara earlier, and it made me have to. It made me think of what's his name, Lou Dobbs, the late Lou Dobbs, and his pronunciation or attempted a pronunciation of Guadalajara while on Fox News. This was years back.
The caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Oaxaca tonight.
What?
The caravan of mostly Central American immigrants is now in the Mexican city of Oaxaca tonight.
It's not that hard.
There should be a show in Guadalajara called "What Tonight."
Before we get into the NFL picks here, I did want to bring up I wanted to get an update from you on your other two teams of fandom here in New York with the Knicks. How are they doing? But also the Mets. We had some news today about Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso leaving the Mets for, was it the Dodgers, I believe? Because it has to be the Dodgers. Or no, the Orioles.
The Orioles.
Yeah, that's kind of a surprise to me.
Supposed to be you guys.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling with both the Mets and the Knicks?
I'm glad we got. I'm not great. Reed, not great is the short answer. Too long didn't read. Lou's not great, but I'm glad that we got an extra year with Pete and that he broke the home run record. He deserved it. He's the most prolific home run hitter we've ever had. And he was a Met through and through. And he's the guy that went on national TV at the end of an interview and said, "Let's fucking go Mets, LFGM." And he's also a first baseman that wasn't great defensively. And David Stearns is more of a, if we prevent more runs, then we don't have to score as many runs type GM building his team. And I can understand them holding steady at 3 years. And the Orioles paid him $155 million to play first base, $30 million plus a year. That's good for him. That's good for an aging first baseman / DH. He was allegedly still willing to go play more DH, but for whatever reason, the Mets decided not to spend Uncle Stevie's money. And that sucks. The one that hurt, man, I wish Pete the best. And the one that hurt was yesterday, and that was Edwin Diaz, the best closer in baseball, going to the fucking LA Dodgers.
That's the one.
And I messaged my fucking LA Dodger friends, and I was like, I fuck you for this one. And then he was like, "Oh, that's the missing piece." And I was like, Is it the missing piece?
Missing.
Now are you guys gonna be good? Yeah, is it? Is that all we just needed a closer, man. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's all you needed, huh? Now you're gonna be good."
I guess it's for like to just completely shut out a season. That's the missing piece.
Is the goal 162-0? Because I mean, why even be a fan anymore at that point? Look, he wanted to be. The Mets made a competitive offer there. It was. They said they could raise it. It's if the player wants to go to LA, the player's going to go to LA. You're not going to, if Reed, if they call me from Barstool tomorrow and they're like, "Hey Lou, you're getting called up," and I'd be like,
I'll do the same.
I'd be like, "Lou, you haven't clicked on the link in a while." I'm like, "Yeah, hey guys, I'll send you some merch." No, it's understandable that somebody. I mean, he was in Seattle. Maybe he liked the West Coast before. His brother was there. His brother told him about it. They're back-to-back champions. It's fucking LA. The same way it's San Diego. Why the fuck not? I'm okay. It happens. This is me. This is the bargaining stage. And now we can spend that money on somebody else. We can spend that money on somebody else. But the Dodgers right now are what like the Yankees were for a long time. The evil empire, And they're the best run organization with the most money, the most prospects, and the most championships recently. So you can't fault a player for wanting to go there. You can be mad as a fan, but Edwin Diaz was clutch. Pete, I mean, the only way this makes sense as a fan that you can talk yourself into it is well, this allows us to do other stuff. And if the owner with all the money in the world trusts David Stearns to build the team his way and we get results, then I'm all for it. But that's you're on the ride. We bought the ticket with Uncle Stevie, and this is what's happening. The backside to that is that the Mets just got approved, or Steve Cohen just got approved to build a casino in Queens next to Citi Field, and so there's this like undercurrent of like conspiracy theory that it's like, oh, he doesn't really care about the Mets. That's why he's not spending the money now. It was always about being in there so he could get the license for the casino. So I don't think that's true. I think Steve Cohen's an actual Mets fan and David Stearns is an actual Mets fan. And I'm glad I'm glad Pete got to break the record for us. And I wish him the best in Baltimore. And Edwin Diaz, I wish him the best in LA. And let's see who the fuck they put on the roster. I'm gonna see who they put on the roster on opening day. But I'm a Mets fan before I'm a Knicks fan or a Jets fan, so they're not losing me. As far as the Knicks go, I have not watched a single Knicks game this year.
It's too much.
And it's too much for me right now, and I can't watch it when I'm at the shop because I don't want to be. You don't want me tattooing you and watching Jalen Brunson, going up for a layup with like 30 seconds to go. You know what I mean? Like you don't want me tattooing you in that situation. So I can't watch it at the shop. But they're winning. And I'm reading the box score, so to speak. I know what's going on. So now I'm afraid to watch because I know the first game I watch they're going to lose. So I'm in a conundrum.
Or they win and then you're stuck.
And then I'm stuck. I have to watch the game. So I know what's happening. I know the team. I know what it is. I know I've watched 8 billion Knicks games. So, but I know they're doing good. So I just don't have enough bandwidth right now to follow them on a day-to-day basis.
It hits like that, man. It hits like that. Now, granted, I'm a Wizards fan. So like I purposely haven't watched a second of Wizards basketball. So I don't want to be informed. But yeah, there's just not enough, fan width to be able to take in the NBA
once fantasy season is over, and that because that's kind of like that's money, And I'm in the playoffs in 3, big money leagues. So I'm kind of focused on my energy. My fandom energy is on fantasy stats right now. Once that's over, then before baseball starts, I'll get into the NBA again, and I'll be plugged into the playoffs. But there's some things that you have to like you said, that you compartmentalize.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know what's Guadalajara. So there's like, for example, I don't check in on the Rangers until the playoffs. And I just don't have the energy to keep up with them. I'm still a Rangers fan,
I can't even contemplate hockey. That's why I have Zoo.
Yeah, exactly. And I gave up on college football many moons ago. So,
that's why I didn't go to college, because I can't hold on to a college football team.
I do know that fucking Wemby's awesome. Durant's fucking team in Houston is kicking ass. Boston's good even without Tatum, and he might come back. I think come the spring, the NBA is going to have one of the best second halves I can think of. John, I think we should talk about it. After the Super Bowl, we can kind of dive into the NBA a little bit more. But it's gonna be, is Giannis gonna get traded? What's gonna happen? There's a lot of really great storylines. So we'll see. It's gonna be a good season.
Oh yeah, and by then we'll be able to talk. The Giannis trade, Anthony Davis potential trade, and just all this fallout. So we'll be able to get into. I'm going to start watching the games, Knicks fans. You don't have to fucking get on my nuts. I'm just saying I'm a busy guy,
and I bleed blue and orange every day. So I'm not. It's not like people don't know I'm a Knicks fan. It's just like I'm not.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah.
I got shit going on.
No judgment here. W323 will be back.